Can see the blue from here just. It's obscured a bit by the
glue?
The blue.
I mean, there's loads of blue behind you.
Is there? Oh yeah, sure, cool.
We're here.
Land's End.
The end.
The end of the land.
Of the land. The sea is over there.
In front of us.
And that means we must be in the county of...
Cornwall. Which contains...
Which weather station is that, everyone?
Contains the Camborne weather station. It's an exception amongst the UK weather stations for a very particular reason. Why is that?
Do you know? Why?
I know.
Why is it so exciting? And the reason is, it is not an airport.
The only one in the UK stations that's not an airport, which means a solid chance of getting up close and personal with this weather station in ways that we haven't been allowed to at the previous ones.
For a minute there I thought it said Camborne, but maybe not. And surely the real destination of interest are Jacksonville, Perth and Beijing. 28 miles.
I think we can see them. I think that's them.
And that is this many decameters.
Since that was our first unrestricted view with no objects in front of us, we thought we'd take the opportunity to actually discuss visibility for the first time on this series. You can see on the screen it's measured using a visiometer, and all the sites in the UK that are featured in the large data sets that of course we're going to are all automatic stations, so that will be recorded automatically as it says. If you take all of Camborne's 2015 data and average it out, you're looking for about 1,500 decameters, so that's what the numbers are roughly around, with a max of 4,100 and a min of 300. So we've just claimed to be able to see slightly further than the maximum that Camborne recorded in that time. However, if you go to other pages of the data set, you can find bigger figures. The largest I found was 5,800, but I'm sure you can find some more if you look through it. As we headed to Camborne then, this is where the station, we did actually try and contact some of the people who work in and out of this station. They were very supportive of everything that we were doing, but unfortunately there was no one who had the time during the limited kind of window that we could offer them that we'd be here to actually come and see and talk to us. Maybe in the future you'll see a video of us going to a different weather station, having an actual chat with some people, but for just today we were a bit on our own, as usual. Well, welcome to Camborne. We have made it. It was quite a long way, but we have made it. And most excitingly, if you look behind me, is the actual Camborne weather station. It is those two buildings there. So, you know, at the end of last video, we discussed that maybe this entire thing is just a hoax. It's apparently not. This is a weather station. It has Met Office signs next to it. So this thing definitely exists, which is cool. So first our anemometer, we will hold it up and get the wind speed and direction. It's, by the way, it's 25.9 degrees today. The mean speed, I'm reading these numbers quite carefully, and I'm seeing about an average of 1.5 knots, which is the correct wind speed unit. If I press the max button here, it's telling me the max gust was 2.2 knots across that period of time. So yeah, pretty interesting. We've got the maximum gust and we've got sort of an average wind speed as well. So wind direction then, if you look around us, we can't see a windsock at this weather station. Maybe it's obscured. So of course we'll get out the trusty flag and we'll hold the flag up. I'll take it this way around, I guess, to have it the way we're up. And we'll hold it up and we'll hope for a gust of wind to get it in the right direction. We chose the literal worst time for a wind because there is no wind. Oh, hang on. Do we think that's strong enough?
I think that's strong enough.
That's pretty conclusive. I think this kind of direction. We could also try some wind on the old grass, which is going that direction. Okay, so we'll get out the compass. That direction is, if I set north there, the wind is blowing in a 60-degree direction of this way, which means it's coming from a 240-degree west-southwest. Rainfall, well, this has been out for our standard 5 minutes that it takes us to record this. There has been no rain, so we'll times that by some number and we'll get 0. So 0 rainfall for the day, even though it literally rained on the car in the way in. But that's the trouble with recording data sometimes, is it just doesn't go quite to plan. We need to do octas. So octas, what I thought I'd do, rather than taking one photo, which doesn't take the entire celestial dome into account, I thought I would take a quick video. So Mr. Winfield will video me doing this video, and hopefully you will see in the edit exactly what sky I'm panning to. Now, if you see, Mr. Winfield can maybe pan around as well just a little bit, or certainly at least to the part behind me. There is a fair bit of blue back there. I think we decided upon parking up the car that we're going to call this 7 octas today. I think at least an eighth of the dome is nice blue sky. I mean, there is a lot of cloud as well. Let's not pretend there isn't. But 7 octas, I think, feels pretty reasonable. Visibility is very visible. Everything's very visible. Humidity, we have no idea how to measure. So
Measured in percentages.
Sure, that doesn't help.
Pressure.
Again, we don't know how to measure that. It's measured in hectopascals.
What would be a usual measurement for pressure?
It's usually just over 1,000, right? That's what all the figures say, like 1,000 and something, 1,030, 1,050. Maybe that's on the lower side because it's unsettled today. Bit of gusting. Not much more to say. Sunshine.
Sunshine.
It is actually sunny right now for the first time on the entire trip. But I don't know what that tells us. We're not going to be here all 24 hours. So yeah.
So beautiful, sunny Camborne here. Of course, we're at the correct Camborne, because initially, maybe if you put a U in the name of Camborne, you end up in Cambridge, which frankly would have been a lot easier to get to. But we've enjoyed our trip down here, haven't we, Mr. Drew?
Yeah, it's been really fun.
You know what's back?
The exam questions.
The exam questions. So let's open up again. I feel like I'm going to get a sunburn here. True summer holiday.
It's not going to take us that long to do this question, is it?
No. Well, I don't know. What's
Hopefully
the question? You've put it at the front.
I did. I looked at it earlier.
Brilliant. So this is from the sample assessment materials, question 1 of the AS Stats and Mechanics, and it is about Sarah investigating the variation in daily maximum gust.
Which we can see right now.
Still, it's going in the same direction as your flag.
We could have just used a piece of paper, couldn't we?
Yeah, we could have done. So Sarah is investigating the variation in daily maximum gust, T knots, there's KN, for Camborne, here.
For here.
Literally for here.
The gusting we're feeling right now.
This kind of gust.
She was investigating that. The same air.
Isn't that so cool?
It's unbelievably cool.
For June and July 1987, of course, one of the 2 years included, the other one being 2015. We're between May and October, yes, we're in June and July. And she selected a sample size of 20. Okay. Sarah selected the first value using a random number from 1 to 4, and then selected every third value after this. Have you picked another systematic sampling question?
Yeah, that does sound like another systematic sampling question. Maybe that's all they ever ask.
State the sampling technique Sarah used.
We'll write the same thing again.
Oh, here we go. Here's the question. From your knowledge of the large data set, explain why this process may not generate a sample size of 20. Well, we've got June and July, so we've got enough days. Right, we've got every third value will be 60 days. So June and July is 61 days. So that's not an issue. It's not that we're going to run out of days or something like that. So why might it not generate a sample size of 20? Well, there are missing values, aren't there, in the large data set?
Some of the days are blank.
Some of them are denoted by a little hyphen. So any days, okay, so if there's any missing, then we won't be able to get all 60. So there may be days where the data is missing, so denoted by a dash. Okay, there may be days.
Which would be problematic.
I'm sure our very reputable Met Office weather station here would never miss a value.
Never.
Maybe in 1987 the world was a different place. Of course, 1987, a fascinating year for weather.
Well, it's one of the 2 significant years of all time.
1987 is an iconic year.
And 2015.
Yeah.
The 2 most iconic years.
There's no other dates more important
than those 2.
Yeah.
But specifically only the 6 months of those 2 years.
May to October.
Between May to October.
Part C, we've got 2 more marks. 4 marks, by the way, for this large data set question. 4 marks out of a total of 30 for stats, by the way.
And to be fair, there might have been another large data set question in there. I just was control F'ing the places we were going to get the questions.
Camborne without a U. The data Sarah collected are summarised as follows. Calculate the standard deviation. This is also very similar to yesterday's question.
It's very similar to the question I did in Herne. You need to get out that calculator.
I do.
Otherwise you're going to be a bit stuck here.
I've named my calculator.
Yeah, I saw on the previous video.
Yes. Well, you know, if it had to be searched at customs or something like that,
You need to put your
you don't want to get it mixed up with anyone else.
Exactly, exactly.
Okay. Calculate the standard deviation. So standard deviation, I need to do the sum of t squared over n minus the sum of t over n all squared. That will give me the variance, and I need to square root it at the end. Okay, so let's put it in. So that is going to be the square root of 30.31, which is an answer of 5.505. Let's go 4 significant figures. And units, knots.
Knots. So along the end of this very quiet, very scenic and beautiful country road here in Cornwall, we're going to go to the very end of the road, which is where you see a couple of public footpaths, and you also see the turning for the ever famous Camborne weather station, which I'll just give you a good shot of just here. So there's one of the buildings, and there's the other two. Bit worried about filming, but there are the other two. And we will take our exam question, as is now tradition, that Mr. Winfield has. This is the actual question.
Signed and dated.
Signed and dated. I think we can see that just there. And we will, if anyone is willing to come and get a souvenir of the trip. Well, feel free to retrieve that if you'd like to retrieve it. Just wanted to point out, we've packed away, we're just on our way to our next stop. But if we pan up at the sky, look how much blue there is now. Like, it's actually relatively difficult, despite the fact that it was only 20 minutes ago that we did the rest of the filming. We called it 7 octaves, but if you look at it now, this is, I mean, this is what? 2? There's some cloud over behind Mr. Winfield over this direction. Well, this is 2 or 3 octaves at most. This also backs up our wind's direction because the clouds have blown in the direction that we thought the wind was going, away over there, leaving the blue sky that was over there to come over and take up our entire view now. So look at that, weather in action, recorded and measured.
The very careful viewers amongst you will have realised that you have not seen the footage of Mr. Drew's octaves reading yet, and that's for a very simple reason, that it looked like the following.
There's a fair bit of blue back there. I think we decided upon parking up the car that we're going to call this 7 octaves today. I think at least 1/8 of the dome is nice blue sky.